In this video, we are targeting Atlantic salmon in Norway. And in my opinion, this is one of the top 2 farms in the game, if not number 1. What can you get? Level up XP, coins, diamonds, golds, everything you can ever imagine. Master your gear. You can do it all with this fish on this map. So let's take a look at their traits. It is a hard fighter, really fun to fish for these. They jump a lot, really cool to watch. As you see, that's the next one. And then Sun Lover, more active after the sun rises. I like to start in a morning server. I find I catch the most gold and diamonds between 6 a.m. or 0600 and 1200 or noon. So I tend to stick to that. I start in a morning server and then I roll over to another morning server afternoon. You don't have to do that. I just have found that that's when I get the most diamonds. And they actually will bite all hours of the day, even though they say they are a sun lover. So as you can see, my top diamond on this account currently 61.49 pounds. They are a big fish. Let's take a look at where you want to be to catch these. I recommend bait casting and level 35 for a really good farm. Now you can farm them before that, use smaller hooks. You're going to want to use the reel that goes with that, the mediator, and then of course over here in the souvenir shop, if you have them, the Grow X and the True Mediator are the fastest way to farm them, but you're going to have to work up to get those and see other videos here on the channel for the best ways to do that. As far as what you want to use, I personally like to use this level 40 reward. People affectionately call it the Hulk Hogan spinner. It is a 2-aught. So Atlantic salmon are very common. You'll rarely get a dry cast. So the silver hook size of 1-aught to 2-aught is a really good choice. Again, level up or master your gear while you're doing this. You can see lots of options. So there are many strategies for diamonds. My personal favorite is silver hook. If the fish will consistently bite on silver hook, that's what I'm going to use. If you want to go straight to only getting gold or diamond, and I want to point out something that's pretty weird here with the jerkbait. There's a 2-aught at the end, but there really is a 4-aught and a 3-aught next to it. You're going to want to twitch those. You don't need to twitch on the spinner. So you can use the 3-aught gold hook or the 4-aught diamond hook. Your bite frequency is going to be a lot less, but if that's really what you want and it's just a handbook that shows a lot of nice golds and diamonds, you can go that route. And I want to point out too, this crankbait is pretty cool because it'll dive down and check a little deeper, give you a deeper lift, but you don't have to wait for them to sink. So when you're going for these, there's no need to let the bait sink at all. The lure, just go ahead and skim the top. But then, like I said, this one is a good choice. They love it because it does dive down and check a little lower to make sure. You're also going to want to make sure that you have plenty of Pro Performance. Make sure you're completely stocked up on Pro Performance bait ball. So let's go back and look at that handbook again and check, since I just walked through them all. And there it is. What are the bait and lure preferences? So you can catch them on float, eggs or red worm, cheese even. They'll bite just about anything. In fact, if you fish in Norway much, they are the nuisance fish in Norway. And then you see the Pro Performance there on the list as the bait option. And then mini lures, the ones we just walked through, are all great. The most important thing when targeting the Atlantic salmon is to be in the right location. And as you can see, the center lake around this marker is where you want to be. Make sure you're using Pro Performance for your bait ball. And what I like to do is throw out a short one at max cast with hand, and then use the medium slingshot, which you can buy from the tackle shop, to put another one out. Gives you a nice line to target right down with a max cast. Doesn't matter which direction you face, but I prefer to target directly at the peak of that mountain. And we've got one on the line. And actually looks like a diamond. Wow, first cast. I'm going to go with around 57 pounds. I'll give him a little tug since I'm using pretty strong gear here. Make sure you start in a morning server. I've found morning to be the best. However, you can catch diamonds and these fish really at all hours. I just seem to find a higher instance of diamonds in the morning, and I usually work from 6 a.m. till about noon and then swap servers. Yep, I'm sticking to right around 57 pounds based on what it's doing to the circle there. Now you don't have to face to the north. If that dries up or you're not getting bites, try a different direction. But I do like to park right by this marker here. You see my marker for the diamonds. I'm just next to it. Anywhere in that area is fine. This is also a spielfin spot, a legendary Atlantic salmon. See how close I was? 58.66, so I was close, not too far off on that guess. I'll take a look at him. Beautiful fish. And we'll let him go back so someone else can catch him. And what we're going to do is just keep cycling away. Shoot the slingshot out at max. Do a max throw. And just keep casting right over that. You can occasionally get dry cast, but for the most part, as long as you're in a morning to noon server, and even outside of that, you should really catch a salmon on pretty much every cast. You can just keep doing this. Build up tons of XP, golds, diamonds. Phenomenal farm for all the above. This one's going to be a silver. You can see I've been out here for a little bit. There's another diamond right around the same size. Lots of golds. I did master a few smaller tackles while I was doing this just to get some extra XP. So there were a few bronzes mixed in while I was using some smaller hooks. It's a great opportunity to level up, get XP, master tackle, salmon will hit on a lot of different types of tackle. So you might as well alternate through them and master those lures while you have the opportunity. It's really all there is to it. Just keep pulling them in. You can also, if you want to, just flip cast over one if you're in a competition for a hurry. You can do, I'll get this one in and I'll show you. Just kind of do a flip cast and pull it past that first throw. You might want to slow it down to 2x to give them a chance if there's one under there. It doesn't look like there is this time. But that's one way to really farm fast. Just replenish that first one only. Maybe in a couple of directions here. And then do quick flip casts like that. Of course I did it full strength that time and didn't mean to. So I'll zoom back in. And the other thing that you can do is, of course, throw a float out right there. Now the downside to the float is that it takes longer because they're pretty slow nibblers and they nibble twice. But the upside is you can throw a 3-aught or a 4-aught and just sit there and replenish your bait bait ball every so often. That works too. Oh, we had one. I was a little too quick and forgot to put my speed back down, so he couldn't catch up to it. It looks like he dove down instead of waiting for me to come back. But those are your options. Enjoy this farm. It's fantastic and a lot of fun. Probably been my #1 way to farm XP and level ups. If it helps you, please give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel. Happy fishing. Have a good one. Let's give it a try on a float here. We're just going to drop out a Pro Performance bait ball. I am using the level 100 Power Nexus and the level 90 spinning reel. I'm not sure I'd want to try this on anything lighter than that. It's going to be quite challenging. Using a 3-aught hook, and there's a pretty nice looking customer right there. Not huge, but he looks pretty good. It is a long wait between nibbles with the float option. And as you can see, he's pegging this strong gear pretty well. See if we can yank it in. Not quite ready to come in yet, so we won't argue. And there we go, little 45 pounder on a float. It can be done. This looks like a nice one. Should be a diamond. I'm going to guess this one's around 60 pounds. Definitely another diamond coming in. I'm going to guess this one is 56. Let's see where it comes in. That was close. Still a nice diamond.